Hello everyone, so I saw that another challenge has been put up by Gary of Gary's Diecast Collection, I believe the channel name is. He's in my subscriptions. Always coming up with a good way to look back at your collections and just to see other people's models. It's basically a show and tell, right? I like it because I get to, see what I've purchased in the past and also see the quality, how they stand up to time, if there's any paint bubbling and stuff like that. This first one we have here is an Alfa Romeo 147 GTA. It is made by Kyosho. Alright. Second one, quintessential hatchback, is the very first Austin Mini Coopers. This one is particularly by Greenlight, and it is from the Italian Job movie, the original movie. And really, this car in that movie, I think, helped define the coolness of hatchbacks. Is there a movie before this that made hatchbacks awesome? I don't know. This is the earliest movie I can think of. I really suggest you watch it. Alright, this next one is a CM's branded model, a Citroen Zara from the 2003 World Rally Championship. CM's is awesome if you love rally cars. They stand the test of time. I just recently reviewed a Mini GT Stratos, and I think the CM's is better. And you don't really think of Ferrari as a hatchback manufacturer, but they had this thing called the Ferrari FF. It is a hatchback where the rear glass opens to a trunk. That's by Kyosho. This next one is also Kyosho, and it's a Fiat 500, a modern one. Well, relatively modern one. I don't get to pull out this brand every now and all too often. Biante is a brand, and they made a bunch of Australian cars. This is a, sorry, I gotta read the bottom. A Holden Torana ASX, I think. The text is a bit small. I do have a review of all these models if you want to look them up. So Biante, or BNT, is a fantastic brand. Unfortunately, shipping from Australia is too expensive for me to collect them. Alright, back to Kyosho. We have a Honda City from the early 1980s. I like how it has these stock mirrors on the fenders. Very funky. And then another brand you may not know about is Toyota. And they make a bunch of K-Class cars. This is a Honda Life Diva. So a modern hatchback, well, more modern hatchback. The last one I'm going to fit on this tray is another exotic car, Lamborghini. You don't think of them as a hatchback maker, but they have this thing called the Lamborghini Espada, and that is a really funky designed vehicle there. But that rear glass back there does open up to a trunk. That's a 4-seater Lambo. Let me clear this one out. A seriously hot hatchback. Well, technically this is a racing car. It doesn't really have a trunk, but it looks like a hatchback. It's derived from a hatchback. This is a Lancia Delta S4 from 1986, I think. Yeah, it's by CM's again. It's a rally car, very historic rally car. Let's see. Next one is Kyosho. It's a Maserati Khamsin. So that's another exotic type of brand with a hatchback. Then we have the original Mazda RX-7, or Savannah as it was called in Japan, and that's by Konami. And the Mercedes, they have the AMG GT63. This one's by Power 64. Look how big modern cars are now. This next one is, I believe, a Toyota again. It's a Mitsubishi i-MiEV. That's an electric car, I believe. Back to CM's brand, we have a Nissan Pulsar GTIR from the 1991 Acropolis Rally. Ooh. And then yes, Porsche, you may forget, they had the Porsche 928. That's by Kyosho. Not the best representation, but the best I know of. I hope someone redoes this car, like a resin company or something. Peugeot 205. Another rally car by CM's brand. Alright, let's take a look at the top view here. So most of them are classic cars, except for this Benz, which is a massive vehicle. Granted, it's a four-seater. That's only these two would be four-seaters. Well, technically the road-going versions of those would be as well, I think. Okay, let me get one more coaster up. So the car spinning now, again, is a CM's brand. It's a Skoda rally car. Skoda Fabia from 2005. Definitely a hot hatch. Alright, this next one is by BM Creations. It's a Subaru Impreza. I really like some of their models. They give you a second set of wheels. You can lower the ride height, steer the wheels as well. So cool brand. Back to Toyota, and I think a K-Class car. A Suzuki Wit MR Wagon. Another small car by Konami coming up. It's a Toyota Starlet KP61. And then green light, we have a classic Volkswagen Golf Mark I racing car. And the last one is a Chinese electric vehicle called a Wuling EV, and this is by X-Car Toys. Alright, let me come back with my favorites here. Alright, these are my 5 favorites of this group for different reasons. The Mini, because the real car is fantastic. This BNT is because it's a great brand. Unfortunately, I just don't have the ability to collect many of them. And then CM's because they have such great rally cars. They're some of the best rally cars you can get in 1/64 scale. Perhaps the best brand, actually. I don't know of a better brand that makes a lot of rally cars. So unfortunately that brand is long gone, so you better go on eBay if you really like rally cars. And then, I don't really like this car in real life, but I chose this Power 64 because Power 64 has screwed together bases, and you can customize them. I repainted this interior so you can actually see it. And then, as I mentioned, the features of the BM Creations, and I also used to have an older generation Impreza hatchback. So, okay, so as usual, thanks Gary, appreciate the challenge. This will probably be my last challenge of this year as well, and hopefully we'll have a whole bunch more next year to always come back and show and tell. Alright, thanks for watching everyone, see you in the next challenge.